Hello, everybody. This is the Living Word of Darkness, the rage across New York. Today, our scene is at the Umbra at the Sept. What is everyone doing at the Umbra and at the Sept?
Making rounds.
I guess guardian duties.
Making rounds as well.
We have like 4 guardians here.
Yeah.
Fake, because half of the Sept is guardian, so.
Fuck that shit. It's my day off.
See, this is why I thought they have to do all the work. God damn it.
What is Bailey doing?
You remembered my name. Bailey's checking up on her water distillery, making sure it's still functioning properly and hasn't been fucked with or anything like that.
Those who are going around and doing rounds, they see something.
Oh boy,
that is approaching to the Sept.
You said it was a social scene, Moosh.
I did. They they see something yellow that has a shape of something humane and something different. It looks like a puma.
Oh boy.
And he waits at the edge of the Sept. Doesn't howl, doesn't say anything. It's waiting.
Well, you have my attention.
You have my attention now.
You just want attention.
And this is Bailey, but Bailey hears, Bailey, I got my bow. I'ma shoot it if you want to.
Ames. What on earth are you talking about?
There's someone at the barn. It's like a puma monster.
All right. Have you considered saying hello first? Just as a suggestion.
The litany says, fight with the worm. It doesn't say hello.
Are pumas necessarily of the worm?
I don't know. You tell me.
Ames, I think perhaps you need to take an anger management course in addition to our weekly Tai Chi practice.
Okay, if you say so.
I do say so. Come on, let's go greet the kitty cat. And she steps down from a step ladder where she was checking on the solar panel of her distillery and wipes her hands. Let's go.
What are others doing?
Moses will approach basically this puma, probably a very calm manner, and be like, "Hello there, Mr. Puma."
My name is Swift Runner.
Oh,
hello, Mr. Swift Runner. What do you have with the Sept of the Green today? Pleasantries?
I wish to enter and ask for something.
Well, what's the just wait right here, and then he'll look at Robin. You have any experience with the kitty cats?
I mean, if Rowan is there, okay, yeah, she will walk forward. Says, Swift Runner.
Robin Clay.
Expect to see you here.
He doesn't know how to respond to that.
mean, it's like she doesn't know really how to respond to him visiting the Sept.
It's a
But-
ballsy move.
Sorry?
It's a ballsy move. Oh, see.
Yeah.
You know as such.
But please, be welcome here. Do you have any way of cleansing yourself of the taint of the city?
I would rather have one of you to cleanse me if it's possible.
I can do it.
Oh,
if
look at
you-
Moses.
I can do it. And do I need to roll the cleanse? Because I'll do it. Do I need to roll the cleanse?
Parmesan, you're muted.
The you don't need to roll though, see.
Yeah. He'll cleanse them and whatnot. Go through the whole process of doing that and be like, after a couple of minutes, he'll be like, "Good sir, good. You are now cleansed."
Thank you. May I learn your name, please?
Moses Jameson, known to the nation as Gaia's Iron Grasp. I am child to Gaia, Arun Cleav. Homage to the nation. It is
What
nice
is-
to meet you, good sir.
What are you known as to the outsiders of the nation?
Moses Jameson, or Big Mo.
He nods. The if does he show his throat or something, or he's just like YOLO solo? It's fine, man. Come here. Let's get
Yeah,
you.
he's just he's just like he's super friendly, just cool.
So when he says he's a child of Gaia, he kind of nods and says, "Child of Gaia," you said.
Mm-hmm. You are correct.
Children of unicorn.
You are very correct.
He nods and he says, "Robin Clay and Moses Jameson. I am hoping that is there any rules that I should follow?"
I don't know. Out of character, I don't know. So,
Well,
Robin will
oh,
just.
I got this.
I was about to say,
Moses. Oh yeah, come in for the save. Like, well,
if that's cool.
That's totally
yeah, go on right ahead. That's the Galliard thing. Like, hop, like, well.
Yeah, Sam has a very well moment, and just kind of awkwardly walks in with kind of his hand raised with a smile, bright expression, and says, yes, actually, the big one is to leave the rodents alone. Our Sept totem is Great White Mouse.
He nods. "Hi, I am Swift Runner."
And he'll walk over and offer his hand to shake. Sam Kapoor.
This giant crinospore will shake Sam's hand.
I'd like to buy another dot of courage this downtime.
What is Bailey is doing?
Slowly making her way towards the puma while telling Ames to just chill the F out. Calm down, Ames. If you need to get yourself to a higher vantage point just to feel secure, but please do not shoot before there is actual trouble.
Vantage point. Okay. I will be at the tree.
Oh, Jesus.
She just climbs a tree. She just climbs a tree. Shit! And she falls.
Oh, Jesus, Ames.
and then she gets up again.
Maybe a step ladder next time, honey.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. She's making this from the tree, which I don't know. I don't know what they call this.
It's okay, yeah. And she joins the rest of the group proper. Sammy, Moses, Buddy, Mr. Katza.
I am Swift Runner.
Hello, Mr. Swift Runner. I'm Bailey Dean, the name Thrashcan. Bonar Ragabash, Fastan of the Nation, etc.
He nods and says, are there any other rules that I will follow?
Well, definitely don't be just mind your P's and Q's.
He seems to
Go
not
to
understand what
Karen
does
Hart.
mind your P's and Q's.
Yep, P's and Q's, please and thank yous. Jesus. What is with
Moses
this?
remarks saying, "Don't go to Karen Hart."
Mm.
May I ask why I won't go to Karen Hart?
It is off limits to those of basically it's kind of hard, but
Yeah,
Sam Kapoor, come in.
He's kind of like the resist to literally jump in front of Moses. He's about to say something. Sketch. Yeah, it says to those of us who are not residents of the Sept of the Green, requires a discussion with our Sept Alpha first, Mother Larissa.
The Puma nods, and he takes a step. Where would be a good place to talk?
Well, we could go to the rock. She looks at the others, mainly Bailey.
I guess. Okay. Why am I getting why am I getting the look? She says.
Because you're the bastard, Smarty.
Time to make decisions, Bailey.
Oh, fantastic. I am so glad that you have all decided to choose this moment to put your faith in me. I am the highest ranking in my pack and still the beta. This is the good decisions that are being made here. All right. I suppose to the rock it is.
We need to have ourselves some fresh lemonade if we're gonna be out in the sun like this. And Moses will fetch some lemonade from somewhere.
He is an absolute gem.
The rock probably has a tree spirit that has some shade, and he will follow your guys' lead.
As they're walking, Robin will kind of, lean into both Bailey and Sam, although she expects that Swift Runner will probably hear it. It says, "This is the individual for whom we went to the Staten Island."
The field trip.
Exactly.
So it's that kind of social scene.
Did you just
My
break
Robin
the
is
fourth
like-
wall, Sam?
Sorry, what? I accidentally borrowed your absent-minded flaw.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deadpool is among us.
Oh boy. Yeah, Robin actually looked. Does she look slightly on edge? She tries to appear not to, but she is. She's mostly thinking oh God, if one of the elders comes by now, we might have a problem. Shit.
Brung lemonade. It probably will surprise Robin.
Robin's waving her arms ah!
she's waving her arms like, what?
Like, ah!
Friggin' beautiful, Robin.
The guy like is silent as like he sits. He follows the proper etiquette. He waits for the like lemonade, and he drinks the lemonade, and he dies.
We rolled his body off the
That's
rock.
That's what that.
Moses sent his regards.
I hope you enjoying the lemonade, Swift Runner.
I do.
Freshly squeezed.
Like so many things from Moses.
I wish to open a topic that is regarding to a book.
Ooh. Is it a Hottie Boys book? Because I love that series.
No, it's not, sadly.
Oh, it's a damn shame. You know, if you go to the public library, they have like the entire series there.
Yes, as I said, it's not the book I want.
Oh, well, maybe it's just because you haven't heard of it yet.
Maybe. The tome of Kazloon is important to us. It's filled with secrets that needs to be kept for safety and knowledge that will aid other shifters greatly. We are fighting this war as well. The Worm, as he says, just a second. I need to find the word that he uses for worm. Oh, see, I forget it. I think it was Asura. Does anybody know? Was it Asura or not?
What? Let me see. Let me look it up because I was just reading some CB20 shit not too long ago.
Okay, yeah. He says the fight against the Asura and its destructive and corruptive aspect is not just something that is being done by many. I wish to continue doing that as best as to my knowledge capabilities. And I know Jacob Clay is not someone who would fall back from his word. He's spoken with kind words.
I can assure you, my cousin has no plans to come back on his word.
For the show of goodwill, and to show the Scepter the Green and its elders and the members that I also try to find the corruptor. I wish to give more information that I found recently. Would that be acceptable as show of goodwill?
I mean, that sounds mighty courteous and also, very nice of you to do so, good sir. If I may say so myself, if my compatriots and, my packmate, and he'll point to Sam, feels the same way about it.
He's like looking at everyone one by one.
Well, I'd certainly like to hear what the information is. As for its its official standing as a token of goodwill, I suppose I'd have to take your word on it at the moment.
He looks at Sam and Robin.
Sam just nods. Shit, did my mic pick that up?
No, we could hear you.
Okay.
I think the fact that you are here and are willing to talk is proof enough. It's a sign of goodwill. Any information that you're willing to share with us, as far as I'm concerned, can only... Well... Blah. I can't English, goddammit. Can only create further trust between us. It is an honor to be your host here.
The ground feels different. I was walking around and I saw a dark mud. It had the scent of Asura. There were stones that had the scent of Asura as well.
Forgive me, but Asura?
Worm.
Ah.
I saw tracks of fight near this stones and mud. I checked and talked with others. This stone and mud does not belong to this world. The fighters were Garu. It come from Malpheus. That mud and stone. But the scent was gone, it was cleansed. It was like a door I saw in my dreams. A door that leads to great beyond Malpheus. So there may be problems in the future regarding these doors opening around wherever. I try to understand and ask others as I have said. One of the persons who understands from the earth and the land, it says it was him who cleansed. Sadly, I cannot share who this person was, but he told me it was indeed a door or portal towards Malpheus that is opened by kind that serves the worm. I believe they're black spiral dancers.
Do you know, or could you lead us to this location?
It is far away, but I can. But as I have said, it has been dealt with. The door no longer exists. But it may open in the future.
Yes, and if you are afraid that more might show up, it might be useful for us to at least see what this is about and what this looks like.
The door is closed. You can't see the door anymore. But I can tell you, imagine a stone that is strong and it looks like an eye. The stones is made. It's big. The stone is like a stone looks long, and takes the it takes the statue of an eye. Middle of it, there's a red door. It even looks like a flame, but it's not. He brings a piece of paper from, let's say, something that he has, and it looks like this.
So we got Mora up in this place.
That's not the Eye of Mordor.
I'm being a shit.
He's also being shit.
Oh, did he respond? It's not Mordor.
He looks at you and says, "We don't do that here."
Perfect.
Would you say that this is related to the issues that the city has been facing so far lately?
It's obvious they want to keep you here.
Yes.
So maybe this is a way to keep you here. I heard.
Add on to the problem list.
I have heard they're not. Nobody's having problems to change anymore.
Indeed.
Do you have any more questions that I can try to find an answer? As a signature and sign of goodwill.
M kind of sheepishly raises his hand.
Please.
Where did you see this door?
It was outside of the city, close to the location that I live. There are other beings who lives in the territory that I keep.
Swiftrunner, you and I share an ally, a friend. Is he aware of this?
He is.
Okay.
I'm happy that he does his duty, as Mother gave him.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes and ears.
Indeed.
Please, this is a weird opportunity. If there's any questions, I'm willing to answer. Most of them, probably.
Saying, I have never, ever seen a werewolf before. I've never seen that before. This is the first time I've ever seen another changer.
Is there any, as he like thinks, children of water serpent here?
Well, not present at the moment, but there are some unsept. Yes. Again, Robin will look towards Bailey.
I mean, I know 2. Those are the Actena, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I know 2 relatively well. But I'm sure I'm certain there's a few others somewhere about.
I just wanted to say I had good dealings with them in the past.
She thinks about the Actena she knows personally. Well then, that's fortunate to hear. So is there anything that we can do to make you comfortable, Mr. Swift Runner, sir?
I am comfortable at the moment. I said just wishes. My only wish is to receive the book.
Well, I'm not quite sure what book we're talking about here, but don't pay me any mind because I never know what's up or down. But I'm sure that these individuals can keep you company while I go get a drink of water in order to refresh my memory. You all can handle this correctly, right? Correct? And she looks to the others to, like, handle crap while she goes to speak to the warder.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Sam,
Sure.
Sam nods.
Hey, she's not going to call him out for his choices, and she's to the Bastet. Don't hang your dirty laundry. But she will at least go let him know that there's this thing happening here.
No, Robin has no qualms hanging the dirty laundry out, in all honesty.
Well, I'm sure that going to war with the Bastet over a book sounds fantastic in somebody's like weird warped worldview, but
yeah.
just
War
demonstrated.
Rage 3.
Jesus, yeah.
You know, Saskia, you've already started one war. Cut the shit.
Man, it's
Hey, you know me.
always Sasuke.
So
And she's
almost
playing a
read
Shadow Lord too.
like a nuclear plans to explode in the vicinity of New York. So don't worry, this is not as bad.
About to roll initiative up in this bitch.
good gravy. So Bailey's going to go try and find the warder while these lovely individuals don't start the second war.
Yeah, Moses just gonna ask him weird cat questions, like.
Oh my god! Do you
Oh my
want
gosh.
some hairballs? Is your tongue really like sandpaper? Can I touch it?
Ask him. Please ask him weird cat questions. I'm all ears.
$5 if you get him to if you have him ask if he can touch his tongue. Do it. No. So can I find the warder? Is he on sept at the moment?
You can find a warder.
All right. Bailey will do the respectful belly flop of submission to the warder.
Warder will, like, when you go near the warder, warder is with this guy. They are in the Fianna Castle, and they're like talking about they seem to like talk about like what they can do regarding the army, and they were like talking like the king's forces is being dwindled thanks to the problem, but well, what we can do is maybe we can ask more from Europe, and then this guy says the Europe isn't going to help. They are being busy with their own problems. I ask helps from the family members. Russia is in calamity thanks to the war with the. And in that second, they kind of realize you, and you flop.
Mhm.
And like they both heads turn, and the warder gets up and says, "You may rise, Bailey. What's the problem?"
Thank you, Raya. And she gets up. I'm here because we have a visitor on Sept. They're asking about a book.
Who's asking
Now,
about a book?
and she looks at the other person who I don't think she recognizes him. And she just kind of says quietly, an individual by the name of Swift Runner.
The bus that has arrived to the sept.
Yes, Raya.
Warder takes a deep breath and looks at the other Silver Fang. The other Silver Fang has a look of like he gets up, and he immediately goes to the room that is next to this room. Like Warder takes a deep breath because this is frustrating.
I'm hoping that I understand that this book has secrets, Raya.
Bailey, I don't care what that book has.
Mm.
It's a problem. But I'm sure that Bruce Crane will handle this himself. As like, roll me perception empathy.
Okay, that was abrupt. Jesus, Bailey. One moment.
You hang with me, you get all the justification you need.
Hey, why I hang out with you now? Let's see. Sorry, I did not have Discord open, so give me just a split second. 2 successes.
He kind of like the way he said I think Bruce Crane will want to handle this himself.
Mm-hmm.
You get the feeling that like he doesn't want Bruce Crane to handle this himself.
Who's Bruce Crane, Raya?
He's an elder Philodox of the Silverfangs who recently take the position of Philodox in the Elder Council. The individual you saw near me.
Is that where he just went?
No, I don't know where he went. And you see Bruce Crane comes in with his he just like put a tie on,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of looks at the Ragabash of Bailey and just lead the way.
Yes, sir, Raya, and she gives a look to the warder to make sure like this is all kosher.
The warder doesn't look at you. He doesn't say anything. When you look at the warder is looking at the map. And if you like look kind of not sure, he kind of like looks you in the eye.
Mm-hmm. Right this way, Raya, and she sort of just throws back her shoulders. So are you enjoying your time at the Sept? She says as she walks kind of slowly.
You see, he responds with yes, just like yes. Oh, see, would you guys like to play what the others are doing when, like the Moses and Sam Kapoor and Robin is doing with the Bastet while she is bringing the elder?
Well, Robin has stood up from her place and she's kind of pacing without trying to make it look like pacing. So she's just, walking over to the board. She's not asking questions because, most questions that she had for Swift Runner, she already asked. So yeah, she's just walking around, keeping an eye on like the group, on everything really.
I'm actually probably gonna have to roll willpower because yeah. What do you want to put the diff at?
You want to roll the willpower for what exactly?
Like Sam wants to absorb all of the information that he can
Mm-hmm.
from this individual, specifically the Farah. But like in his heart, he knows that like asking certain things are like rude, as like kind of the relationship between Garu and Farah is very strained, in a very kind of racy way.
Can you roll me intelligence etiquette?
I would love to.
You have common sense as well, right?
Yeah.
Make it difficulty 4, please.
Oh, 6G. All right. 16, 10, less or equal to 4 of 1.
You can always ask him later. Ask for a meeting in the future to talk about certain things that you wish to speak in private.
Sure, yeah. Sam will say, I actually have a great many questions. I don't want to be rude. As there's a lot I don't know about your people and their culture. But perhaps maybe in an open forum is not the greatest place to have that sort of conversation. Are you willing to maybe speak some other time?
The Robin Clay knows where I live. I'm okay. I'm okay that she's sharing with you where I live, or I can just tell you where I live. It's a bit strange, of course, because of the things I do. You go to this place outside of the city, as it gives the name. It's a small place that is kind of it's kind of like a diner, and you tell the person, the cashier, that you wish to meet with me. After one day, I will be at the diner.
All right. Is there anything I should be aware of? Any security measures taken in place that I should be careful about?
No, you're fine.
Yeah, he nods. Very well then. I should love to see you at that time then. Yes.
He nods.
Sam, if you want to, I can show you the place on a map, so you know how to drive.
I would like that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Jacob will probably end up. Is Swift Runner kind of walking away from this little social hangout, or is he staying?
He is at the rock. Around him, there is Moses, Sam, and Robin.
Well, Jacob will show up, just kind of moseying along. Moseys up on and up to the group, and probably surprised to see Afera here. So
Captain,
he he walks on up.
it is nice to see you here, Captain.
Well, this is a pleasant turn of events. It's been a long time.
It's been. I brought more information as a sign of goodwill.
Excellent, thank you. Appreciate it. So, how's everybody doing?
Everything is going well. I just try to understand what is going on. I didn't want to keep intermediaries and came here to ask myself. I believe I was told that you tried to keep your bargain, but there were others who were trying to learn information that is not theirs.
Jacob looks a little bit surprised that Swiftrunner knows this, but or perhaps the way he phrased it. He'll just say, with the help of, he looks at, actually, I think everybody on that mission is here. With the help of Sam, Robin, and Bailey, we managed to acquire the tome. The leaders of this sept are still deciding what they want to do with it, whether they want to analyze it or not.
It is not for eyes of your kind. It is dangerous. Captain, you should not allow this to happen.
I'm very much aware of the tome's danger. I had not even, well, I have not opened it at all, but the moment I picked it up, it attacked my mind.
Bailey's slowly walking up, just like asking kind of like unoffensive but relentless questions. So like, do you have any food allergies that you know of?
That's just it. It's like, do you have any food allergies? No, seriously, do you have any
Because,
food
you know,
allergies?
inbreed.
Are peanuts a problem for you?
Giving you answers of yes or no. No.
Yeah, lactose intolerant?
He seems to be not frustrated at all. He seems very professional.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, you see that elder who entered to the sept, who is a Silverfang elder. Bruce Crane. I'm making an emphasis on the surname, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So we know it's not Bruce Wayne?
Yes. And he doesn't say anything to the conversation and he waits.
Oh, well, if he's here, Jacob will do the bow. He's big, bad, important. He's an elder. Jacob's heard of this guy.
Yeah, Jacob does the submission.
He did it like that, how the Boxcart Rebel did it, you know. Robin probably thinks he's boner right now. Why is Jacob doing this weird Bonora custom? I don't understand.
I mean, Robin knows this guy. Though she's more familiar with his sister. She doesn't like either of them. So she's looking at Bailey with the look of, why have you betrayed me?
Bailey's giving her a look of, I don't know why I'm here handling this. I tried to make this go slow.
She'll make sure that she places herself strategically between, this guy and the bastards. Because
Yeah.
he doesn't trust this guy at all. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Bailey's kind of on edge as well, which is why it took so long.
When like Robin goes in front of the Swift Runner says, "Robin, you don't need to."
She'll take one step to the side.
He looks at everybody and says, "Hi, I am Bruce Crane, Silverfang Elder, a Philodox of the nation."
Greetings. I don't believe we've been introduced.
Yes, I am. I have come with the request of the warder to aid the step to the best of my abilities.
Well, I'm Jacob Clay, Homid Philodox. Adrian also of the Silver Fangs, House Wormfur, Lodge of the Sun.
He looks at others who didn't represent themselves to him.
I'm Moses Jameson. This guy is Iron Grass. I am Cleath, Arun, Hamid, and unto the nation.
Sam Kapoor. I'm a Galliard of Cockroach. Hamid Cleath. Offers his hand to shake.
Mr. Kapoor, I have heard very nice things about yourself.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And he looks genuinely surprised.
I have heard from Warder that you made a great speeches and raised morale. That is something that we needed in this sept for a long time. At least the reports were saying that.
Way to go, Sammy boy.
He nods, smiling from ear to ear, and avoids the urge to scratch the back of his head. He says, "Thank you."
Don't thank me, please. I hope that your progress to serve Gaia will continue.
He's a single emphatic nod.
And then he slowly turns to Robin.
I'm Robin Clay. I believe we've met. Cleath, Galliard of the Shadow Lords.
Robin Clay, I have heard about you as well.
I see.
And then he looks at the trash can.
I was gonna say shit. I didn't present myself to him and freaking. Okay. She gives the respectful stance or whatever, and Bailey, Dean named Trash Can, Bon Ragabash, Boston of the nation.
I have heard about you as well. But as he turns to finally to Swift Runner, but I have not heard about yourself. Swift Runner does very etiquettely present himself. He says, "I am Swift Runner. I am a Pumonka," he says. "I came and asked permission to enter the sept to receive what was promised to me, and I know those who promised this to me is not holding it from me. wish to try to give. I would try to have good relationship. As like this guy, like those who has like perception 2 and empathy 1, can understand that this guy is like trying his best to act etiquette and nice. Not to be like not like begrudgingly. He is just holding the etiquette, and then he gives the information regarding portals that he found, that he heard, and says that this is a sign of good fate. I do not wish any problems. I just want to continue the work I have done for the mother, and I will invite you all to remember her wisdom to put all in each other's places. The Bruce looks at this guy and says, the Garu nation and the Garu has been continually fighting with the Worm in the front. While I understand that you talk about the wisdom of the mother, and I do not wish to ignore it, but we as a nation need to have this information to learn about our enemy. There's a lot of problems going on at the moment that we can't afford to lose this kind of information. I understand it's dangerous, but we have done dangerous things in the past. We will read the book as best as we can, and then when we can get the information that we have received, we will give it to you. You have my honor, you have my word, and upon it you have the signature of my honor. I will not break it. And the Pumonka, the Cert Runner, says, you do not understand, Elder of Kings. That book is not for your eyes. It has been for the eyes of those who find secrets, as not all the secrets is meant for every ear. OOC, I don't want to like keep two NPCs talk with each other. Please tell me what are you guys are doing. What is your thought processes and all that jazz?
Bailey's keeping an eye on the conversation going between the two of them. Just waiting to make sure it doesn't get too hostile.
Well, needless to say, Jacob is not a fan of going up against his elder. At the same time, he doesn't necessarily agree with Swiftrunner's effective advocation of a caste system, but he understands the dangers of that book and isn't really a fan of letting it linger in the sept or in the hands of anyone, really, and frankly thinks that Bastet are more qualified to handle it than most people, if not everybody here. So he's a bit more supportive of him right now, but he's not... yeah.
What is Sam Kapu is doing? Sam is like, my elder, go, go, go.
Kinda, yeah. Like he doesn't really have a say in the matter. He just knows his place and doesn't say nothing.
A wise king listens those who blow him. So why don't we listen those blow you? As I have said, I asked if we remember to wisdom of our mother. There is a Philodoxeer, there's two Galliard, pardon, he says, there's a Philodoxeer. To my knowledge, there's another Galliard. I have learned your culture. So why don't we ask for a story? Or why don't we ask a wisdom if there's any Ragabash here? OOC, if any Galliard wishes to tell a story, they can create the story out of their ass to their way of seeing this problem.
Poof.
That's the story.
Right?
Floof. The bastard
Mose-
gets the book. Yes, the floof.
Moses is just the brick, so watching and drinking from it.
A tank ain't meant for this talking shit.
The Bruce didn't like that his authority has been kind of like how about we do this, as it's obvious that he didn't like this guy knows about his nation, but he looks at those, especially the Galliards and the Ragabash.
I'm gonna need a moment here to think of a proper Ragabash question.
Jacob looks like he has something to say, but he'll wait for the galleys and the ragbashes as the focus is clearly on them.
While y'all do more lemonade, how about that? A little bit of sandwiches. Everybody hungry? And Moses just could have just.
You see that there's a confidence in Sylvaner about presenting himself, and he says, "I would love to have some sandwiches, thank you."
Oh, coming right up.
And the Bruces keep looking at the Ragabashes and the Galliards. Do they want to say something, or do they want to do nothing? Like they're like, nah, thank you.
No, something should be done.
I'd love to do something, but I'm trying to get a story.
Follow the advice of Harleen. You must eat your kings. There's one way there.
Eat your kings. Jesus Christ. Cannibalism is frowned upon, Mr. Clay.
Gain his pure breed.
I can pull a story out of my ass, but
Do I want to give the pleasure to these motherfuckers to hear my stories? Nah.
it's just, I don't
It's up to you,
wanna.
man.
I don't want to. I know. Same as the word. Sorry.
No.
Here, I was just gonna say, like, it was Sam's idea to keep the book, so like.
Bad ideas are valid ideas as well.
Yeah. I mean, like, with this new light, I mean, there's a turn in thought process, but I don't want to come across as whatever. I'd rather somebody else speak if they got something better.
I don't really have something better. Like, I'm having half a story that I'm like, okay, I could potentially do something like this. But it's probably not gonna work because I've had no time to think about it. But
well, I'll Bailey's got something. Bailey goes first, and if you still got nothing, I'll pull something out my ass.
okay.
I guess the question Ragabash would ask is, are we okay with being known as people who won't keep their promises? Especially during times of war.
Thank you for your wisdom, Ragabash, but I tend to keep the promise that has been done for my brother in my tribe, Jacob Clay. I understand that it is problematic to have seen as someone who's broken their promise. We as a tribe know that our word means a lot. At the same time, it's a time of war, as you have said. So we wish to learn more to go against our enemies.
See, but this gentleman here is not our enemy, and so if we put a slight against him, we are taking a tally out of our allies.
This gentleman is not a member of Gar Nation. He is a Bastet.
Understandable. But does he not also serve Gaia?
That's a good question to ask.
Sam's
Oh,
face.
oh.
Sam's face lights up because it's part of my story.
That's a good question to ask, and he gives you a look. What are your stories, what are our stories telling us regarding the past deeds?
I know one. Oh, perhaps it may be a bit childish, if you'll humor me.
It is your job to tell stories. We can't judge your stories.
He nods. When I was a young boy, I was told the story of the rice spirit and the water spirit, or rather, the spirit of grain. Um, um, there existed a time when once there was a dying man by a stream. Um, he was worn down to his bones, very thin skin, chapped lips, long hair, and without help, this man would die. And so, as hard as the spirit of water would try, could not help this man. As hard as the spirit of grain would try, the spirit of grain could not help this man. Um, and while both tried their very best, they found themselves empty-handed. The spirit of grain wished not to give away its gifts and its secrets, nor did the spirit of grain. But they both held the keys necessary to make this man come back from the brink. And so they came together and made a stew. I know it sounds childish, but the man ate the stew and he lived to a ripe old age.
Mr. Kapoor, I wish to make a stew. I wish to make a compromise for the betterment of this war and the nation. As he nods to Bailey and Sam as well, but like you can continue. He didn't cut you off or like you stop right there, motherfucker. He's like he doesn't say that. You can continue all you want.
Oh no, that was pretty much it. And he says, "Believe we're on the same page." Nods.
Well, your story, Sam, does remind me of something. I've learned from some of the Fianna on Sept. There once was a Fianna king. Like, way back. He and those who were on his Sept, they had contact with fairies, as we all know that Fianna do sometimes. Now, this contact was friendly, and the contact was good. Although they did not necessarily understand each other very well, they got along pretty well. Until there was a threat. This threat was not of the worm, although, well, from the Fianna side, it could be explained as such. It was a threat that came from the fairy world. An evil fairy, with a name that I cannot pronounce even if I wish. And he had decided that not only should the fairies pay for what they did to him, or so he thought, but the Fianna as well. He started a war. The fields of Ireland grew red with blood. Blood of fairies. Blood of humans. Blood of the Fianna. Fianna didn't know much about this evil fairy, but as they were warriors. They wanted to fight. Finally, they found something. Something that they thought would certainly destroy this evil fairy. They kept it in their sept. But then they found that they didn't want to fight anymore. Food was good. There was a worm to fight. Why would they, do this? And even after a while, the worm didn't seem that important anymore. Perhaps they could make friends. And so they grow complacent. While all around, outside of the protection of the sept, the fields grew dark. There was hunger. Until one of the fairies came to the sept. The Fianna, who knew him as an old friend, were happy to see him and threw a mighty party. Eat with us, drink with us, be merry with us, because life is good. It was true, life was good for them. This fairy, as he sat at their table, he saw the goblet from which they drank. And he frowned because he realized that the magic of the fairies was strong in this item. He asked if he could see it. Of course you can see it. This beautiful treasure, we got it. So a great victory. Why do you have it here? He asked. Well, Fianna King said, if we will be attacked, we can use this to destroy our enemies. The fairy looked at him, shook his head, said, can't you see what's happening here? This item is now using you. You have no knowledge of this item. You don't know the dangers that it holds. Yes, it can indeed be used as a weapon. But at this point, the weapon is being used against you. The Fianna grew angry. And in their anger, they slayed the fairy. They kept on partying. Until even the spirits of the sept were not strong enough against the corruption that was flowing over in this area, on this land. The food died out. And the Fianna, one night, were attacked. Killed. There's no one left. It's a story of caution. You should not meddle with that you do not know what it entails. I hope we can learn of it today.
I understand what you say, Robin Clay. It's a good story that reminds our past to us. But I believe the Shuttle Lords cares about the results, meaning seeing them as dishonorable, which is of course not true. But I realize that I hope you understand the results that we can receive from this item that we have in our possession at the moment.
And I believe our results would be better if we change our actions and look at this the other way around. With all due respect, you want a book. You want to learn from it. I understand. We all want the same thing. We want the corruption of the worm to end. We want to win this war that's been going on for as long as we can remember. But we are not the ones who were made to think. And I do not mean that we do not think. But as the Bastard said, their purpose is to understand the information. If we hand them the book, they can read it, and we can learn from them. And that will make us better warriors. Without falling in the trap that Fiona did in my story.
I sadly do not understand why we can't read it for ourselves.
Exactly.
Can I ask another question?
Please.
We expect them to trust us in our intentions with reading these books, but why can't we offer them the same trust to pass along the knowledge that would help us in this war?
You wish me to share information with this individual who, like, about the things I learned about the war, the worm, black spiral dancers?
I wish for us to honor our word. But I think that if the trust is a two-way street, Raya, and if we want to continue having a trusting relationship with the other Farah, then perhaps Birdie here has a point, and we should trust them to act in their own strengths, and to bow to ours when it's our turn to shine.
To what happens to those who die in this war from our side? The
People are gonna
kin, Laru?
Death is inevitable, sir.
Yes, but we can try to win this war by knowing information that is denied to us.
She looks to Swiftrunner. Are you intending on keeping information that would help us win this war against the corruption of the worm?
Not every information is for the ears of everybody, as I have said before. Some
But
information may seem it will help you, but it will only corrupt you.
Understandable. But if it is information that we need to know, you would share it, right? Information we need that would not corrupt, you would pass along.
It's sadly, as I have said, not every information is for the ears of everyone.
I'm trying to
So
throw
I
you a
can't-
bone here, kitty cat.
No, he will not lie. He will not lie in front of a pillow box. Why he should
No.
lie? Like, if he said-
It's not a lie. It's like,
It's a
look,
lie.
if it's some like what she's trying to say is like this is like need to know information, but if it's not something we need to know, you know, because it will corrupt us, you know, but you know the difference between stuff you need to know and stuff we don't need to know, that sort of thing.
That book has many information regarding our kind as well. My kind.
Cats.
So, Bastet. Shifters. I wish to do the job that is being given to me by my mother. Nothing more. Nothing less. I have shared many information. And I'm sure the Robin Clay and Jacob Clay can attest to that.
Robin will not. Indeed.
Jacob will but he will say, in light of this discussion and in the interests of ensuring that everyone is on the same proverbial page and acting in good faith, I do feel the need to bring to attention Actually, I should have talked. Also, I should have talked to you about this armchair earlier because it is a weird plot hole. But Jacob will say, if I recall, there is a Gara on Sept who claims to have already gleaned information from the book.
The Bruce Crane looks like what? Who read information from the book?
Let's see. This was brought up in a scene between me and Saoirse. I don't know. And then Jake was very confused because obviously it was in his evidence locker when I was talking
No,
about that.
no one told me anything about the book. No one read the book.
Okay, maybe she was referring to a different book.
Mm-hmm.
Did she come to you about getting one more or something? At one point?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, then I'll ignore this and we can discuss it later. And Jacob won't say anything because that, will end poorly for everybody and is kind of a weird, plotty grey area. In which case, Jacob will say, might I then posit an alternative solution as I find that in my experience, as the old adage goes, perfection is the enemy of good. Would it be perhaps possible, as of course I'm sure most of us here are well aware that Vastet and Swiftwater are well inclined towards information gathering, and of course he came here today to grant us additional information in good faith. And of course, I would not question your honor, my honor, Delta. That goes without saying. Would it perhaps be possible for the book to be passed along, information proved by Swift Runner, fragments of it that would not put us at risk would be passed along to us to aid us in our battle where appropriate?
That's what I was trying to say.
As, of course, both your arguments make a great deal of sense, and neither one of them is incorrect. They both hold merit. However, I fear that if the two main parties in this debate continue on the current trajectory, we will not be able to find a satisfactory solution to either side.
May I?
And I understand that, of course, this requires both sides to make concessions to one another, which is not easy to do. And I will say from personal experience that this is not an easy thing to do. I'm sure that everyone here is aware that having spent their lives fighting the one for any degree of time, in whatever fashion, requires one to cede part of themselves in order to make the necessary gains in this war. I understand that, obviously, this tome has information of great value that could be used to aid the Garu of this sept immeasurably. I also understand from personal experience that this tome is extremely dangerous, and that the Bastet are more equipped to deal with it than we are.
I refuse the knowledge that Bastet is more equipped than we are. The Garu blood has been spilled more than any Bastet blood. It is Garu blood that has been spilled. It is the kin's blood who has been spilled. It has been the Sept of the Green, and the Garu in the world has been trying to fight this war more than anybody else. As Bastet takes a deep breath but uncomfortably. You say they understand. You say they understand this more than us. And Robin Clay, just a second.
Of course.
You say they understand this more than us. Maybe it's because they keep this information from us, deciding what is not theirs to decide. I am an elder who have been fighting this war for 20 years. I have lost friends, family members, packmates, members of my old set and new. Many people died after I came here as well. I wish to receive this not to be dick to the Farah, as the Bastet gets actually uncomfortably the word at Farah because see, it's actually an insult. He continues and says, "I wish to do this to save those who are dying, because we don't have the knowledge to defend ourselves against the worm. This is not about Bastet and their duties. This is about the war and winning it. We are losing individuals every day because we don't know what to fight with, how to fight with. And letting this outsider decide what is good for us and not, it's not his duty." Does anybody can tell me whose duty to tell us, other than Gaia, what we should do and shouldn't do? He says that he is the eyes of the Gaia and the secret keepers. Who's to decide these secrets are meant for ears of us and not theirs?
Perhaps then this could be considered a matter of overlapping duties. As you are correct, we are considered the fangs and claws of Gaia, yes? He kind of says this like as a rhetorical question, but sort of desires an affirmation, as in like to ensure like, you agree with me, right?
We are known as the Gaia's warriors.
Yeah. We defend Gaia from those that threaten it. Or you would say threaten it, you'd say threaten her.
Yes.
And of course, in order to do that, we need the knowledge to act on these threats. Now, I do not consider myself a learned scholar on those outside the nation of Avafera. I really admit to this. I know those that are. In particular, I had the great pleasure of meeting the Strider Afro Ra's Fire back in the Amazon. is far more educated in this issue than I. But the Bastet are considered guys' eyes, yes? He kind of says that to...
The Surf Runner?
Yeah, the Swift Runner.
Eyes and secret keepers. Jacob Clay.
Now,
Could I?
Lucy, I apologize to ask you.
It's cool. It's cool. Go on.
Now, of course, this analogy works under the pretense that we are one unit. Of course, one does not act defensively, or should I say aggressively, to everything it sees. I would not respond to everything I see with my claws. However, there are things that I would respond to with my claws, but I would not be able to effectively defend myself if I did not have the knowledge that my eyes grant me. What I am positing that... Sorry, what am I advocating is that perhaps it would be wiser for us for the Self-Swift Runner to decipher this information and if we were to request information if we were to come to the specific threat that we are being assailed with, and there were to be information that could aid us in defeating this threat, would this not pertain to the duties of Gaia's warriors' right to defend themselves?
If it's for your ears, why not, Jacob Clay?
But sometimes we will act aggressively and in normalcy. Of course, you are Gaia's eyes. This does not mean everything must or should be shared with us. Only that which is relevant for us to perform our duties, which falls under our duties, and as such would give us the right to have this information. As I'm sure you're aware, a blind wolf is poorly suited to hunting.
The Surf Runner looks at the Bruce the Elder and says, "You have heard your underlings. What do you wish to decide, Silverfang, the king of Garu Nation, the rightful," as he says, like the rightful tribe that rules over the nation?
I beg your pardon, but Moses over there still wants to speak, and I have a suggestion as well. If the Ryas are willing to listen to this, of course.
Please make it quick. Moses, what do you wish to say?
Moses he won't say anything. He just a bit off and finish drinking.
He nods at Moses. He looks at Robin Clay.
There's something that we have not thought about yet. There's one thing that we could do that might satisfy both parties. If, of course, Wyverner would agree to this, I would be willing to accompany him and be present while he reads. That way we would have a Garu who would be there. Well, the secrets would still be saved.
You wish to learn the secrets, Robin
No.
Clay.
No, I do not.
You just wish to be there to watch me reading the book that rightfully belongs to me. By the deal I made with Jacob Clay.
In order to prevent the situation to get out of hand, yes.
Bruce takes a deep breath and says, Jacob Clay, you wish to give the book to the Bastet and let them decide the information that we will receive?
I trust him to give us information relevant to our duties. I'm sure
Robin.
if you're...
Please go ahead.
And as of course they take their duties very seriously, and I'm sure they'd take ours with equal severity. And that, as I said, where that I'm sure the Bastet know that a wolf needs to know where to strike in order to strike well. Performance goal.
Bailey. Ragabash, your wisdom?
Well, sir, if we insist on reading it here within our sept and it does corrupt us, I guess the only question left would be, which of us are you going to mark as responsible for killing whoever corrupts himself?
He slaps Bailey.
Oh, shit.
She is slapped.
Ow.
It hurts.
She'll go down with it, but it's her question.
Robin looks like she's about to interfere because what the fuck? You're asking for something and then you're slapping someone? Fucking Silverfang.
Get
Like
down.
that's literally
Yeah.
written over her face.
She'll hold on. How fucked up would it be to respond with a gift at this moment? Just as a question.
That is my response.
You
My
asked Silverfang how many others he wishes to corrupt.
No, I didn't. I said, which of us, like, if it is read and it corrupts, which of us has to put down the ones who have been corrupted?
That's still like, like it's a touchy thing. Like not
Mhm.
touchy. It's not touchy. It's basically like you criticize the way that he wants to save others. That's why you get a slap. That's why you got a slap.
It's understandable. It's still my job.
No, it is. That's why Ragabashers usually gets beaten.
Yeah.
But if you wish to respond with a gift, like it depends on the gift. Like if you just activate like, oh fuck you, get mine, kind of
No.
game, it will
Contagious.
be like weird.
My favorite is contagious laughter.
Yeah, go on. That's cool. That's like that reduces the tension.
All right. She'll rub her hand and be like, that's quite the left hook you got there, right? So what's the highest range in
It's
this?
8. It's 8.
All right. Let's see. Let me double check what I'm rolling here. Manipulation expression. Okay. One, two, three successes.
For turns, like everybody starts laughing, guys. They forget the tension that was there. Everybody is laughing, not just like him. Everybody is laughing. Everybody who hears the joke starts laughing.
Uh,
Oh, God damn it, Jacob.
So funny.
Such a strong man hitting the ragabash woman.
Such a strong. Then everybody calms down. Slowly.
Did you see the gift on me?
Robin Clay, what is your decision regarding this matter?
I'm not in a position to make any decisions, Raya, but my advice would be to give the book to the Bastet. So far, we've been able to trust him. He's been able to trust us. I feel that given the current situation with everything we have on our hands, we cannot permit turning down his offer of assistance, which has so far been true and has given us more than, well, a lot of other things. We've got information from him that we could use to continue our fight. He has done this before he got the book, and I have no doubt that he will keep doing this.
Hopefully, this will not be a decision that will make us lose more Garu.
If so, you may kill me.
Killing you is the last thing I want.
Right.
This is not about killing. Did you? He actually looks like.
Sorry.
Jacob's like, what the fuck? Like, Jake looks at us like, what the fuck? Seriously? Even I'm pissed off at that one.
Like, did you just insinuated that I wish to kill you?
Of course not, Raya.
Yes, you did. Stop lying. I'm gonna ask this question again. Did you insinuated that I wish to kill you?
Forgive me, Raya. It was not a thought that I should have spoken out loud.
Get in your head.
It's you're. He is surprised for some reason. He doesn't get why that he like. She thinks he wishes to kill her, and he says, "I am informing you that you have not done anything wrong under our laws. There is no reason for me to end your life, Robin Clay."
Understood, Raya.
He's like, "Yeah, let the kids be kids, I guess." Like he's like, "Okay, I'm done with this." And then he says, "Then Jacob Clay, under your leadership, those who received, you were there to receive the book. Yourself, Robin Clay, Bailey, and Sam. I know Sam left. So sadly, there's 3 votes here that says let's share the book with the Bastet. Hopefully this will not make us lose Namoragaru. And share the book with Bastet. Like those words, like let's share the book with Bastet, was like so hard.
Jacob will give him all due credit because, to be fair, he made good points. He doesn't seem to be particularly hostile other than calling him an outsider. Which, to be honest, is far more liberal than the vast majority of Garu. So Jacob will bow very, very politely, and will simply state, "I greatly appreciate your understanding in this matter, Ryan, and shall not forget it."
Can you roll me your Silverfang lore, intelligence Silverfang lore, please?
Yeah, sure. No.
Ooh. Can I do the same?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, we're in Royal Dice Roll, right? Double check my Silverfang lore. I think I have 3 at this point. Ah, 3. Nice. I get 70. Watch. I get 4 successes.
I got none.
A good Silver Fang would not make a decision so openly that is against the wishes of those who follows him. He still probably disagrees, but like he wouldn't make a decision that is going against 4 of you who earned the book.
And
It would be very unrealistic and stupid of him to just be like, "Fuck, you get mine."
yeah,
It's unrealistic and villainish, and he will not do that.
and I guess if this guy's enough Silver Fang lore to know that Jacob is effectively showing a great degree of grace/graciousness as to kind of to acknowledge and show some degree of thankfulness without sacrifice. He understands that it is a great concession and not one that is easy to make.
Have a good day, Jacob Clay, Robin Clay, and Bailey Dean, and Swift Runner. Have a good day as well, Bruce Crane. And Bruce Crane will slowly leave. And you guys are left with Swift Runner.
So, do you have any food allergies?
He smiles to that question, but he doesn't answer.
She's just still kind of like rubbing where the Silver Fang fucking slapped her. God damn.
Are you alright, Bailey?
Yeah, it's not the worst I've ever experienced.
Okay.
Quick
Thanks
question.
for asking.
Would Jacob be aware that a gift was used on him, or is that not something that can be detected mundanely? I'm just wondering.
I mean, it's been a long time. I don't think you can go for that bad, but yeah. But it's still, it's not like an offensive gift. It's a gift that Ragabashers uses to calm individuals.
Fair enough.
It's not like true fear, like fuck. It's not like fuck you get mine gift, like I said. Like, are you gonna use like a fuck you get mine gift, or then she said like
mastery? No, I'm not gonna. No, I was just wondering. It was just going to alter Jacob's reaction. But now, I mean, I'm happy to run it as Ethan does all. So yeah. Yeah, Jacob will just kind of look down at her, not like as in I'm better than you, but kind of fairly blankly, kind of look to kind of where she's rubbing and say, "Yep, that's the pains of being a Ragabash."
She does not say what is on her mind as he says that. Like internal monologue. She just smiles and gives him a nod. Yeah, it sure is.
Well, I mean, you almost died the other day, so I suppose it's not that. I mean, I'm not going to justify this, but are you okay?
Peachy keen.
We are fast healers. Fine. If nothing else. Swifter are healthy. Book delivered to you as soon as possible. Is currently resides within my possession, so it should take no more than a day to reach you.
please, where you keep it, put salts around it.
I'll ensure that it is moved in such a fashion. My knowledge of Wormish forces is preliminary. I know of some basic things to defend against, and I knew that the book had to be kept secure. I did not have it surrounded by salts. It has actually been a point of very concern for me as to the people it might be affecting, as it currently resides within a police station in what is effectively a safe, a very difficult to break one.
He nods and he says, "Is there any more knowledge that I can learn regarding Iago, or water problem, or anything else?"
Water problem has been dealt with. The solution used to create supplied to the water plant, and that was preventing us from shifting, was developed by Iago, funded by Attica. Attica was manipulating Iago into creating this anti-shifter solution and distributing it through the New York water supply as a means to genuinely cure us. They know little to nothing about our goals. They only seem to know that we exist. Iago
Who was
doesn't
behind Iago?
I can
As a
tell you,
government agency.
yeah, which is obviously extremely concerning because that means if we want to maintain the veil and our secrecy, we're going to need people in power at the national level if we don't already have them there. Which is obviously not within my purview of power. I have citywide power, not national military or political power, needless to say.
He nods. "I should return and tell the tale that I entered a Garu sept and left alive."
Is that all that impressive? She says with a smile.
Jacob looks at you and doesn't even seem to register as a rhetorical question and just looks at you with a sort of, yes, it is, look.
Good
Yeah.
baby.
It's my kind.
You guys need to learn how to read jokes. You guys are a very serious lot. Obviously.
Once in the family.
I
Good.
like jokes.
Me too. We should get together and swap some sometime. Maybe not on Sept, just because, you know, if you keep telling the same story over and over again, people will get bored.
Yes, there is one other piece of information I wish to give to you.
I'm all ears.
It does not pertain to Iago, it does pertain to Attica. They recently received their first shipment of this solution. They didn't create it, so I assume they're attempting to replicate it or copy it in some way, because it was Iago who developed it, not Attica. But more importantly, we learned from a source within Iago, who is now deceased, that Attica is being ran or managed at some level by a leech. In that human's own words.
That is sad.
Strangely, this human also did not react adversely to us, and some of us were in Krynos.
Well, I know that they have they have these, as he like touches his eyes, glasses that helps. But I like jokes as well, Bailey. I have books about jokes that I read in spare time.
She gives him this look like that is not the proper way to bring jokes into your life. But who am I to judge? The internal screaming look.
Please go ahead.
Sure. How do you make a handkerchief dance?
As he like says in Bailey's voice, how do you make a big handkerchief dance?
Handkerchief.
He says like the exact words you said in the
Okay.
exact voice of Bailey, and then he says, "I made a joke."
Well, I didn't even deliver the punchline yet, but okay.
What was your punchline?
You put a little boogie in it.
He nods. This is a good one. I will make it to my wife. With your permission, of course.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure to meet with you all again, and see you later. I now need to leave near my wife.
I'll escort you to the wards.
He nods. After nodding everyone again, he will leave.
Yeah, Robin follows.
Would you guys like to end the scene there?
I mean, I'm fine unless Vinny wants Cammy to be like,
I need to go to sleep, guys.
hey, sleep is for the weak.
Yeah, go ahead and end it. Go ahead. Do it.
We end the scene with Cammy shooting the Bastet in the head, thinking it was a creature or worm.
Oh shit, it was a cat. I'm sorry, guys. Man, that thing almost got us.
I'm
Good job.
Cammy in the head.
And he's like, the Polo's aim is like, good job, Cammy! Good job! But
Damn
no.
it, Ames! You're making me look bad.
Impromptu hunt punishment, right? Here we go.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. See you next time in the next episode of Living Where the Darkness Rage Across New York.